What about actually like making the ask to the extent that you've been involved in those asks? Because it sounds like it might have been, maybe it's more the local and regional people, because that's something that we all have to deal with, is like we want to ask the customer in the best way possible so they agree to participate.
Yeah. Making the ask. We were crossing over each other too often when we were a centralized team doing this, because the regions also had relationships with customers and they'd make their own asks. Hey, can you make this referral phone call? Will you show up to our local event next week? And then the global team saying, hey, we heard the good things. Can you do a case study? Can we use a logo? Now they're just getting asked from all these different people, and it is messy. It's a bad customer experience, and we haven't prioritized or bundled those asks. So that's not the right way to do it. We've moved since to have our regional marketers owning those relationships and therefore controlling the asks and filtering it too, right? Hey, listen, they just had a bad week. This is not a good time to ask. Or, hey, listen, this company's trying to negotiate. We have a good opportunity to make an ask here. How do they go about it? I don't know how it works today. I think they just like work with the salesperson and have a good relationship. And, oftentimes it's expected or it comes up on a sales call or in negotiations. I think it can happen so many different ways.
I love that you brought up negotiation in sales, because, it's I think a good point, because a lot of customer marketers, marketing teams sometimes forget that, like, often the salesperson, even though they haven't maybe spoken with the customer in a while, they've gone through the sales process together. They've formed a close bond in relationship in that process, or else the sale wouldn't have closed, right? So it's a good point that A, you can bring in sales, and B, agreeing to participate in those marketing activities can be a really good negotiation point in negotiations, right? It's like, okay, maybe we're willing to, do XYZ if you're willing to, pending satisfaction, of course, like agree to XYZ, marketing activity, whether it's like a webinar, speaking at your event, and or video testimony.